Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's team call. Can you guys see me as I'm talking to you? Okay, because I can't see what's going on. But perfect. Okay, so I wanted to do a quick introduction, and tonight I'm really excited. We have Danielle, Liptak, and Susan Durham who are going to be leading our call tonight with the topic of preparing for resolutions. She has a better catchier name for it. I'll let her the call when she gets there.
Did everybody else lose Lee, or is it just me?
Can you hear me now? I muted myself.
Yeah, you were muted, and there's a call that's not muted.
Right, I tried to mute that person. Hold on, let me mute that person. I thought I had muted myself. I mean, I had muted them, but now I got that.
Okay.
That's too funny. Okay, anyway, so Danielle and Susan are going to share with us in a minute. What I wanted to do was to take a second to figure out why the recording is recording. I don't know. I thought had it on a speaker view for record, but I don't know how to do that. So. Okay. The last thing I wanted to do, I'm sorry, I keep losing myself, was just to go through our top producers for last week. I'm going to try and do this every week, but I do post it in the team page. If you're not in the team page, be sure to ask your coach to put you on the team page. Basically, the top producers are the people that are helping a lot of people. So this is the amount of volume that they're creating with their own personal sales and the sales of their customers. So I'm going to read through the top 10, and I'll try and do this every week for you guys. Lee Ratterman's in top place this week, which isn't the norm. It's just funny that it's this week with 720. Jen Thatcher with 705. Gretchen Bates with 525. Dina Sears with 502. Beth Feller with 437. Melissa Prestopino with 435. Tracy Vittarini with 420. Julie Burnt with 420. Nikki Kozlowski with 420. And Nikki Purley with 390. And then I can go ahead, and I know this changes every day, so this is a couple days old, but to read the top August lead, the life changers, of the people with basically helping a lot of people this month with new customer sales with Challenge Packs or Shakeology HD, where they're earning Success Club points. So far this month, qualified for Success Club 5 or higher, we have Jen Kelly with 12, Erica Hager with 12, Crystal Evans with 12, Danielle Liptak with 12, Dina Sears with 11, Erin Meyer with 10, although I saw she updated to 12, Grace Marie with 10, Kathy Krella with 10, Amber Leonard with 10, Jessica Weissman with 10, and Lee Ratterman with 10. We have Beth Feller with 8, Colleen Johnston with 8, Ashley Miscavige with 8, Danielle Kessler with 8, Cassie Eubanks with 8, and Grace Grundhofer with 8, Carrie with 6, I think. 8. No, that's 8. Carrie Cashley with 8, Gretchen Bates with 7, Flower, Rachel Lindsay Flower with 7, Amelia Hendricks with 7, Melissa Prestopino with 6, Joy Weber with 6, Katie Hansen with 6, Diana Keeler with 6, Joey Devick with 6, Belinda Daly with 6, Sarah Ocampo Schlesinger with 6, Andrea Trin with 6, Amira Little with 6, Maridella Seidoff with 6, Tracy Vittarini with 5, Nikki Purley with 5, Anne-Marie Sonderhaus with 5, Donna Villavicencio with 5, Alyssa Reuter with 5, and Roxanne Crabtree with 5. Wow, that was a lot of names, and that's awesome, but I know you guys are still working, and I know there's more people that we're helping, and I know you're not stopping. So I'm going to turn the call over to Danielle and Susan, and actually tonight what they're going to do is they're going to share with us how to prepare, how to work, how to build relationships, and how to prepare for the new year. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Danielle, and you guys can take it away.
Nobody on an 85-person squad attended.
Perfect. Okay, so we are going to, Susan's going to start the call, and we're going to go back and forth. So basically, I'm going to let Susan take over.
Hey, guys.
For doing nothing.
Somebody that's not muted.
I'm working on it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. That sounds like you did it. But I wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for all your love and support for my recent vulnerability post. That was very big of me to do. It took a lot of guts, and I'm really happy I got that off my chest. So yay for me.
Thank you.
And you know what? This what we're talking about tonight is called the resolution effect. And it's something that Danielle exposed to me a few weeks ago. She just threw a few YouTube video links to me and said, hey, check this out. What do you think? So I was intrigued by the title, of course, and I watched them and I was like, whoa, blown away by applying this method and strategy right now, the last quarter of this year. And the first video I watched by Brigitte Linford, she just expressed how her income significantly increased over the course of 3 years. So for example, December 2012, she was making $445 a week. And by the last week of March, she was making $1,400 a week. So that's her first year as a coach. Her second year, the end of December, she was making $3,800 a week. And by the last week of March, this is in 2014, she was making almost $8,000 a week. And then, of course, 14 to 15, the last month, the end of December 14, she was making $10,250 a week. And the last week of March, she was making $18,500 a week. So that's pretty interesting, right? I mean, what in the world is going on with that? So, you know, it can significantly increase your income, and it's amazing. So Danielle's going to tell us just exactly what it is. She's going to break it down for you. It's pretty amazing. So over to you, girl.
Okay, so let me make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, so basically what I wanted to touch base on, and if you are muted, if you can go ahead and mute for me, please, that would be amazing. So what I want to touch base on what Susan just said, right? So Brigitte Linford is saying, you know, she actually shows in this video what her paychecks, what they went from. And what's amazing to me is she doesn't talk about now how many hours she put into the business. Lindsay Matway has a similar video where she says she put in 60 hours a week into her Beachbody business. And she explains what her paycheck increases were. And I'll give you all these links and stuff like that if you're interested. But what's important to say, I think, about Brigitte's is that it was including both her CVCs, her husband's Beachbody account, and all of that needs to be in play, right? Now, do I think that that's possible for all of us? I absolutely believe it's possible. And the factor is how much can you put into your business is going to be the difference. I know for myself, I already work 2 other jobs besides Beachbody, so I couldn't do the 40 hours a week as much as I would like to. So that's something to start off with. But basically, what is the resolution effect, right? The resolution effect is being extremely intentional the last quarter of the year to have that paycheck, your paycheck grow, that growth that you see in your income. And it made me think, I started as a coach last August. So I wanted to go look at what my paychecks were to see, hey, I was extremely intentional when I first became a coach. You're excited, you're doing, you know, you don't even care if you're doing things right. You're just excited to talk about it. So you're extremely intentional. And I wanted to see, did I have, you know, did I leave any clues in regards to what they're saying? And surprisingly enough, I found my top from January, February, March, and April, I had the highest paychecks I've ever had. Now, I'm going to share with you my paycheck because I think it's the more average, right? It's the paycheck we all can relate to. So in January, my highest paycheck was $207, $246 in February, $210 in March, and then $325 in April. So I think that's huge. I think that says something. And basically it all comes down to how to be intentional these last 4 months, right? Mindset. Mindset is key. And you have to think about what type of mindset do you have? Do you have a mindset of an employee or as an employer? Because Beachbody is your business. You own it. So you need to have the mindset of, you know, Brigitte used this really good analogy of you come into work, right? And there's a piece of garbage on the ground. The employee usually will walk past it and look right at it and go right in. Where if you own that building, you're stopping down to pick up that trash to make sure that your lot and your property looks nice. You're going to smile at the receptionist on your way in. You're going to do things differently than you're going to do things differently than an employee, right? So it also comes down to, think of it a fire alarm, right? So with your business, you should have a no matter what list. Even without the resolution effect, you should have a no matter what list with your Beachbody business. It should be the vitals, the 4 vital behaviors, first most, right? Right off the top. Anything else you want to add to that is up to you. For me personally, one of my no matter what's is I personally send a happy birthday message if it's your birthday. You get that from me as a private message. That's on my no matter what. Something that you do every day that you're not going to miss. 4 vitals. It's easy, right? You're going to work out. You're going to drink your shake. You're going to invite people to join you. And you're going to invite 3 new friends into your business, or to be friends with you, right? You're going to invite 3 new people into your life. And you're just going to support others. That's the 4 vitals to me, right? Because the 4th one is recognition. It's really, you're uplifting people. So you can look at it as uplifting your coaches, uplifting your team, uplift the people around you. That's what that means to me. A great book, personal development is key in these vital behaviors, and it's something I take extremely seriously. I was so fortunate to have somebody tell me that personal development was the most important out of all of them. And I've really taken that to heart. And in the beginning, my personal development was more of like YouTube videos like this, right? But that's really a business. That's part for your business. That's not growing your mind, right? So you need to have a little bit of both. So I try to do a half hour of each every day. You need to figure out what you can fit in. Your schedule is going to be different than mine, right? So you need to figure that out. But a really good book for this time of year, I think, if you don't have it, is The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. This saved me last fall. So, and it's going to explain exactly what we're feeling this time of year in this business. So I highly recommend it. It's by Darren Hardy, Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. If you have not read it or listened to it, it's a great one. Definitely one to add. Also with personal development, think back to what books do you have right now that you could be re-listening to or rereading? What books do you have that you haven't even started yet? Because if you're like me, you just collected and maybe haven't gotten to all of them. That's another huge thing that you can be doing right now. You're being intentional. I'm going to say that over and over again because that is the most important thing these next 4 months is be intentional. Intentional in your personal growth, intentional with who you speak to, intentional with what you're doing to get results and how you can share them with others. Planting seeds. So I loved this analogy. So, right, you want to plant, nurture, harvest. It takes 75 to 90 days to grow corn, right? People are the same way. You need to give them time. So you don't want to drown your seeds by continually inviting the same people over and over and over again. You're gonna drown your crop and you're not gonna have anything in the end. So think of people, in relationships are a lot like that. So your relationships need time to grow. And with that, and not drowning and inviting the same people all the time, is I got this really great idea from Girl Code. Was another great personal development book. But in here, I don't know if it was in there or if I got the idea. Either way, basically, you already know all the people you really need to know, right? Let's say you have 100 friends on your friends list. They each have 100 of their own friends. Start going to, I don't know about if you're the same as me, but on Facebook, I have a lot of people that I truly love on Facebook, right? And then there's a lot of people that, since starting this business, I've just invited because I knew I had to invite and grow my network. And to be honest, that killed me to send a friend request to someone where I'm like, to be honest, do I really want to hang out with this person? And so for me, this is key. Find your top 10. Who are your top 10 people that you want to hang out with? Maybe you do hang out with them, or just someone that you relate to the most. Go to their page, look at their posts. Who's commenting? Who can you relate to that's commenting? Maybe you want to go look at their friends list now and see, okay, start looking at pictures, look at their hobbies, see who you can relate with, and start inviting those people. I have to admit, my network isn't growing like it should because that one little step of invite 3 people today has been very inconsistent for me and my business because of that one little thing. So find something, and this makes it so much easier for me to relate to. So find something similar to that so you can grow your business. So another thing we're going to need right now during this time to be intentional is a marketing plan. Melanie Nitro is like the marketing queen, right? Have you seen? I'll share all these videos, but she's just one person who's got her stuff together and she's extremely intentional. I always think success leaves clues. That is the number one thing in my mind all the time when watching anything is success leaves clues. What can I learn from this today? What's going to stand out differently to me? Or what can I connect the dots in all of these things that I've watched, right? So marketing. I went to Costco the other day. They are loaded with Halloween stuff. Is it Halloween? No, it's like what is it? It's about a month or so away, right? 2 months away almost. Or however. But anyway, I walked in the store. I saw Halloween costumes. My kid's going into 6th grade. Is he even going to need a costume? I don't even know. Probably not. He's probably, grown out of that. But immediately they planted a seed. In my mind, I thought, I need a Halloween costume. Aiden, what are you going to be for Halloween? They planted that seed. That's a marketing technique. It was brilliant, right? And most of us hate when we go to the store and start seeing Christmas or Halloween stuff early, but it's a marketing technique. And we need to think, how can we do that with our business? We have the yoga retreat coming up. Do we start planting seeds in regards to that? Court of Force is coming up. Do we start planting seeds as far as that? Like, to me, Tai Bo is one of my all-time favorite workouts, right? Whenever I think at-home workouts, years ago, I think of Tai Bo. Now, it's not a Beachbody program, but a lot of people, if you ask them what their most favorite workout is, that usually is what comes to mind when I talk to anybody. I'm going to be talking about that and my love for that to relate that to Court of Force. I see them being similar. They're not the same, but they're similar. It's just it's a way that I see I can market it. I always wanted to be a boxer. I don't know why. There was one thing I saw in school when I was in high school to be boxing, and it planted a seed, something I always wanted to do and never did. But Court of Force, they talked about how it is boxing rounds, and as long as a boxing round goes. To me, that was exciting. I love UFC. All these things can tie into that as a marketing strategy for myself. You'll have to see what you can relate it to, how you can market it. But come up with a monthly theme, right? This time of year, people's mindsets aren't the same. There's candies, there's football, there's turkeys, there's booze, there's parties. It's eat, 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 eat. So think outside the box when having a theme for your month. Maybe it's about balance. Maybe, it's about, because I'm that person, I love food. It's something that I've always I relate, even to this day, I do everything around food. So if you tell me I can't eat something, it's going to make me not interested. So we need to find a way to be creative to have our challenge groups be based about something, how to get through the holidays or how to fit into your skinny jeans at your Christmas party. Get in the mindset of what you think they would want to hear, what they would want to do. Have a calendar. I think it's so important to have a calendar, and Lindsay Matway posted a great calendar. I took a snapshot or screenshot, and I'll include it in the text of the invite to this group. I'll include all the videos and stuff like that. But this calendar, basically it just gives you another way to be intentional. And you may be doing all this stuff now. I know that I've heard it 100 times, right? Well, not really 100, but the more you hear it, eventually you'll start to do it, right? So posting with intention, have a calendar, you're going to know exactly what you need to post on each given day. For me, for how I see the calendar being, I would just do one major idea for that day, just for one post, because like Lee talked about last week, right? You already have your top 5, right? We have our 5 things that we do every day that we want to be consistent with. So if you're doing your workout, you can post about that. If you're reading your personal development, you can post about that. If you have a healthy lunch, you can post about that. And if you have your calendar with your one big item, that's 4 posts in one day, and you only had to plan out one of them. So to me, that's an easier way of making it more intentional. One thing I love, my favorite coach right now is Angie Bellamere. I don't know if you follow her. I followed her way before I became a Beachbody coach, and I didn't really know she was a Beachbody coach. She is amazing at marketing her. I don't know if it's marketing herself. She's just really good at, you want to do whatever she's doing. And she's not telling you, she's not selling you, she's just sharing. She has an amazing Snapchat. If you are not on her Snapchat following her, you need to, because she is just so natural. And I know she takes everything from Gary Vee. So, and like literally go follow her. But I was lucky enough to hear her speak at Summit. And she gave this awesome idea about, to make posting easier. You need to find your top 5, right? So she says you need to make a list of 30 items that are all about you. Think of what makes you, not what you do, right? So you can't, I always want to put down working out, right? But that's not who I am. That's, that's what I do. So you want to make a list of 30 things. So think of like, if you're a office supply freak, right? So if you're like into office supplies, or if you're like me, I'm all things 80s, right? That's one of my top 5. I consistently talk about it because it's just me. It's who I am. And that happens to be in my top 5. So you'll make this list of 30 things that are you, and then narrow it down to the top 5. Those are 5 topics now that you can create posts and have a surplus of posts based around your top 5 and have them ready and waiting to go. And so I think that's it. Susan is going to share with you now about the power of a program. So I'm going to let Susan take over.
How about that enthusiasm for Danielle, guys? I mean, come on, she can light a fire from California anywhere. Anyway, I am going to make a confession, and this is like something I hate to admit, but I've been coach for a year and a half since I've been involved with Beachbody. I've never committed to a program from start to finish. I'm the type of person that will get those first couple weeks of workouts, and then I already know what's coming up the next few weeks. So I jump to another program because I feel like I have to learn all these programs. So, and unfortunately, that's not the way it works. So I am actually starting 21 Day Fix yesterday, and I'm going to commit to it from start to finish with the containers and the nutrition plan, all the whole 9 yards. I'm going for it. And I'm going to be sharing that journey and making it really, duplicatable, so it's inviting for other people on my platform to know that it's really not that hard to do. So I am going to do that. And since my intention of the strategy, I'm putting in my full effort for that. So I want to show how committed I am the last 4 months about my health and fitness journey, so that when people are ready to make their resolutions, they can hopefully come to me for help. So that's what I'm intending. So I'm going to roll into the inviting process, which is this another Angie Bellamere tip? The five things?
Yeah, she gave it at Summit.
Yeah, this was actually one of the classrooms that we were able to attend together, I remember. So anyway, when you're making an invite, to make a strong invite post, which is something else I have yet to do, because until now I'm putting 2 feet into this business of mine. So the number one is that you want to make a call to action, create a date and say sign up or comment below, of course, or message me, but make it intentional. And then the other is number 2 is the urgency to sign up. So it's like, we only have 10 days, or actually you want to make it a 2-week, I think, invite, but make it something like you've got to do it. Make it so that it's one of those ultimate things you just have to sign up for. And the third is the scarcity, creating the scarcity by saying there's 5 or 10 spots left, or I guess you would say 5 or 3 spots left, because, oh no, it's filling up. I want to be a part of it. I better sign up. And number 4 is incentive. So include a gift card or a cookbook like Fixate, or something that you think your challengers would be interested in to sign up with, and go for that reward. And then number 5 is thinking of a fun theme to go with your challenge group that month. In particular, based on what's happening around that time of year. We all have seen like the Halloween or the crock pot type challenge. Like think of something that's thankful for November, or Christmas with December. Get creative with it. So that's what I have for the five things to creating a strong invite post. And then, of course, fully committing to a program and sharing that journey these last 4 months of the year, so people can keep an eye on that. And like everybody explains in these videos about the resolution effect, is that nobody's going to be interested in signing up for a challenge group because of the time of year. It's like the fluff season, I want to say. Everybody just sort of goes into their winter clothes and sweaters and warms up by the fire with the hot cocoa and the football games going on. So people are going to not really respond to a challenge group, I don't think. That's based on what I've seen. So hopefully by showing up every day and providing my commitment or yours, by applying this strategy, by the time the New Year's resolution comes around, bam, we're going to have some people that are going to want to sign up. So another analogy that I love is about the farmer. Analogies where you plant your seed, you sow your seed, and then you harvest your seed over 90 days is somewhat what it takes, which is about the same time period of this. You can either be a farmer or a hunter, which I'm going to admit that I am one of those hunters, where you get people to sign up, you get them in the group, and then you kind of, they're left for dead. So I am definitely going to make the transition to being more like a farmer and sow my seeds and nurture them and harvest, whether they're a challenger into a coach, or just a friend into a challenger. Any way you want to look at that, I think that's a really cool analogy, the farmer versus the hunter. So I'm going to swing it back to Danielle to sum it up for us. And I hope this is helpful. So thanks for listening to me.
Thanks, Susan. Okay. So what I love, so another thing to add to the inviting is make sure when you're writing your posts, you're speaking to, think of that one friend you have that always laughs at your jokes, right? Think that you're talking to them when you're creating it, and it'll make it just flow that much more easier. It'll sound more like you. And Okay, so one thing I absolutely loved this. Heard it, Lindsay Matway said it, and it made so much sense. So each body was built on, right? You throw in everything you got to get that transformation. And this business was built the same way. And it's like, when you put it like that, it was so, I don't know, I absolutely loved it. And I think it's so true. So that's what our goal is, right? Our goal for these next, 4 months or whatever, is to throw it all in. And we're going to, how do we get the resolution effect now, right? We have to be intentional. We need to start a transformation of our own. We need to post about it. We need to share what we're doing. It needs to be duplicatable. No hybrids. I'm going to say right now, you cannot do a hybrid. Coming from a girl who's followed a calendar from day one, I will admit I didn't always follow the nutrition plan. That book kind of stayed in my box. But I absolutely got out that calendar and followed the calendar to a T. And that's what you need to do right now. Add the nutrition plan in there. Add the workout in your schedule, your calendar. You have everything you need to make it duplicatable. Take it a step further. Write down what you're eating. If you're using the 21-day fix containers, first you need to go on BOD and watch Fixate. I'm already a Food Network junkie, so I was excited for it, but it was actually a lot better than I was anticipating. There was so much value in Containers 101 and what's in your pantry and meal prep right there. Watch them, take notes on them, duplicate them yourself, do whatever you need to do for your challengers to see that. Because if you can then duplicate that yourself, write down what your meals are, you now have a free meal plan to hand to anybody who actually signs up for your challenge group. There's that free gift, that incentive that Susan was talking about in your invite post right there. So that is totally it. So you're working on your transformation, right? Sign up for the Beachbody Challenge. Submit your before and after photos. Get your challengers to do the same. We're going to say it again. Be intentional, right? Just have to have, and including with being intentional, you need to be enthusiastic. The top coaches in this business are the most enthusiastic ones, right? You don't have to know everything, but you have to be excited about what you're doing. That's all that matters. You can figure out the rest. You can go watch a YouTube video and figure out the rest. You don't even have to use your Coach Online office, although you should. But you know what I mean? Just to say it. Make sure you have that business owner mindset. You need to have that business owner, not that employee mindset. Consistency. We haven't said it, but you need to think of the compound effect. There's another great personal development book if you're looking for one. Compound effect is those little things you do every single day that add up. It's going to build momentum. You need momentum for January. That is what we're working on. That's basically what, in the end, the resolution effect is the compound effect. That's exactly what it is. It's doing these little things every day that we should be doing, just adding a little bit more intention behind it, and it compounds over time. And the whole goal is the coaches that stick with this, that actually follow through, that are going to be the ones that in January that all their friends are going to think of first. So if you're not the one, do not fall off over the holidays with everybody else. You need to stick through it. You need to show up every single day. That's what you need to do. One of the number one things that stood out to me at Summit was Gary Vee. 1% of individuals are going to watch this video and actually follow it. 1% are actually going to follow it. 99% of people aren't going to follow through. So if you're that 1% that actually follows through, come January 1st, you're going to have people that need help, and they're going to think of you first. So that's it. I want to end with, I'll take some questions. We'll have questions at the end, but I want to end with, I don't know if you've heard this, but it's one of my favorites. I actually will get this tattooed on my body one day. Burn the ships. absolutely love it. Dave Ward's talked about it. I believe it was on a wake-up call, actually, I think. But I don't know the whole, like, exact information in it. I know the gist of it. And I'm going to tell you the gist of the story. So it's in, you know, personal development, motivational story, but it talks about this general or whoever is going to war, and they get there. He has all his men, and he realizes that the people he's fighting are 5 times the amount of people he has, and there's no way that they can do it, right? So he looks to his men and he goes, go burn the ships. Burn the ships. If he burns the ships, they have no out. They can't go home. It's fight or die. And I say that because it's burn the ships. It's go all in, right? You got to go all in. And I absolutely just love that and think that it's something to live by, not only with Beachbody, but just in life, like just burn the ships. So that's what I'm going to end with. If you have questions, I can't wait to hear them, and hopefully I can answer them. I'm going to give you the links to both videos, and I'll include some marketing ones I watched from Melanie Nitro too, include them in there. So I think they're all helpful. So let me see. Do we have any questions? Let me look, if I can look. My iPad, so hang on. Chat. Okay. Can I submit? If you ordered your program under your husband's account, can I submit my results and get a t-shirt? It would have to be his before and after, because it's under his account, and you can get a t-shirt. I believe it would have to be his picture though. Angie, you might want to double check with Jen on that, but that would be that's what I would say.
If it's in that FAQ too, it might be there.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Fixate. I love that there's others in here who has liked Fixate. Like, I thought that, like, I have ideas, right? Like, why can't we go and create those same videos to add value to our challenge groups, right? It doesn't have to be just Autumn. It could be us. So I thought that was like, oh, so cool. What else? Any other questions? Angie Bellamere, yep, love. Like, seriously, this is actually how important her, the power of suggestion is, right? Or hang on. Or just sharing. Just sharing. I'm going to say this one last thing. Just sharing in general. I follow Angie Bellamere on Snapchat. To be honest, she's the only person I actually go look at every single day on Snapchat. Like, I literally want to go see what she's up to. And she shared the other day about this Erin Condren, like, life planner. What did I do? I went and looked her the life planner. I then did my research and watched 100 YouTube videos, and I bought the thing and spent well over $100 on this planner, right? She didn't tell me to. I didn't need to do it because I want to be like her or anything. It was just, she adds value and I trust her. And if she's using it, I think I might like it too. That's all we need to do. If we're sharing about what we're doing in the right way, others will want to do what we're doing naturally because you're sharing, you're not selling. And I'd say it enough. She is the perfect example of what sharing is, not selling. So yeah. So any questions, or else I'm going to pass it back over to Lee.
You can raise your hand if you have a question, guys. I'll glance through the gallery. Anyone?
Danielle, what's Angie Bellamere's username on Snapchat?
I think it's just Angie Bellamere. Let me check. Hang on. I want to say it's just Angie Bellamere, though.
Can you tell us how to find people on Snapchat? I have no idea how to use that thing.
That, you know what's so funny is that's one of the few things, like, you need to know their name exactly or snap their little picture or you can't find them. That is the downside to Snapchat.
I don't get it.
But her name is, it's just her name. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll take a picture of it, of her Snapchat, and then post that in the link to the meeting as well. So that way you can go follow her. And you'll see she does a really good job at, like, being like, what is it, 10%? 1% of her day is about Beachbody. Some days are different than others, but she'll share with you she's getting her workout in. She's got her home gym. They just moved. And she'll share with you what she's eating. or she'll share with you what products she's using. Just all around. And who said this? Okay, it was in Lindsay Matway. Did a great job. Think about going to a restaurant or on Yelp, right? Do we use Yelp? I use Yelp all the time. If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm looking it up on Yelp first to see how many people have recommended it and what they had to say. I want to see the pictures. We're Yelp. That's what we are. Like, we have to look at ourselves as Yelp and start talking about everything we're using, not just Beachbody, because then it becomes salesy, right? Talk about everything. What's your favorite hair care product? What's your favorite makeup line? What's your favorite, restaurant? Start sharing. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I swear I'm done.
Awesome. That was so awesome, guys. So much good information, so much good energy. I love it. And absolutely everything they said is so true. If you are emitting a vibe that you are consistent, that you are doing a workout, that you are using products, people are going to be attracted to that, and they might not be ready now. But in January, they're going to look for the product. And where are they going to look? If you're all over their newsfeed for the last 3 months using the product, they're going to ask you for help. They might go buy it on Craigslist, some of them, but then they might come tell you what they're doing because you inspired them. And don't look at them like, oh my God, why did you do that? Just embrace the fact that you've inspired them to do it and have them join you and wait for the magic to happen. Because I know we get so discouraged because we're out there with our intentions, but realize that what we're doing is to be there and be the example to inspire others. And when you do that and you add the value and you continue to give them tips and features about who you are and the things that you like, you will wind up attracting your tribe. And that'll be so easy for you because they are going to want to join you in everything you do. So of course, when they start having results, they're going to join your team. So it's a matter of being authentically you and figuring out how to get uncomfortable, because most of us have something in our head that's holding us back, and just doing the little things. I'll repeat what these guys have told you. It's the small little things that add up every day. Do your workout, drink your shake, do your personal development, share on social media, add value to people's lives, and just do that day in and day out. And when you hear people that need something, invite them. And when you learn about new people and you have a connection, invite them to a free group or your next group. Invite them to your sneak peek. But just be consistent, and I think that everything that these girls have said is just going to happen for you naturally. But if you sit there and you don't have a program and you do, everything that everyone does, and you gain your 5 to 10 pounds over the holidays, and you tell everybody that it's hard to stay consistent, and they're just going to agree with you, you're going to attract that tribe. And then in January, everyone's looking for the quick fix. They may or may not join you. But when they see your hard work and your results, then that's when the people who are serious will join you. So I just want to say thank you. I want to say that I do believe in everything that you've said, and I so appreciate you guys stepping up and running this call, because if you can see, we have 30 people on the call with us, and they're here for you and for the information that you're sharing. So you have to feel really good about that. I learned a lot. I totally appreciate the fact that you guys were able to do this, and invite any of you, as you're learning, if you'd like to step onto this platform. It's a great growth platform, and we're here to help you grow as well. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing your post as well, Danielle, about all the tools. And what if you want to do, we can post it in the group, but something I'm going to start doing more of is sending out a newsletter to all of our subscribers. So what I can do is I can get your post. You can email it to me too, and I'll get all that information along with the call recording, and I'll send that out in a nice little package with your pictures to say, look, here was our call this week. Here's the summary if you missed the call. Here's some of the great information that was talked about, so people can still learn. And I think that's going to be a really nice way to package and help people who may not be able to be live and might not check in on the groups. So thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to end the recording, and I'll have it posted later tonight or tomorrow. Have a good night. And thank you so much, Danielle and Susan, and everybody.
Thank you. I'll send you all that stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks.